Hello there, people of the internet. Viewer request. If you got a request, put it down below. I might make a video on it if I go through reading comments. And, well, the viewer request we're doing today is the most important accessories that you can have for your firearm. So it's pretty gosh darn simple and straightforward. Anyone who knows anything about firearms, like, we're going to start off with, like, the bare minimum basic things that you're going to need to actually use said firearm effectively, and then we'll get into the more luxury items that are still needed but not needed. Alright, so you go out and get yourself, let's say, an AR platform. I don't care what I don't care what rifle it is that you get. If you prefer Radical or PSA or Anderson or something higher end like Daniel Defense, or hell, go out and get yourself a Knight's Armament. I don't care what you do, but you go out and you get yourself an AR, or I mean other firearms. They absolutely fall into this category as well, but probably not as much, just because this right here is more or less based around defensive purposes, SHTF purposes. There are some people out there who use ARs for hunting, but by a wide majority, if you're going to go out hunting, you're probably going to get yourself a designated hunting rifle. Normally, these right here are for, let's just call it defensive purposes. So, the AR, you go out and you get yourself an AR. What do you actually need to be able to utilize that AR? First thing you're going to need, whenever you get yourself your AR, is you're going to need some ammunition. This is one of the top tier accessories that you're going to need to be able to utilize your firearm. Go out and get yourself some ammunition for it. Get yourself, I don't know, I know it's like the price of a used car nowadays, but get yourself a brick of 1,000 rounds of ammo so you can go out and practice with it. Make sure the AR is going to run well for just in case purposes, or at least get yourself, I don't know, the way I see it, if you can run 200 rounds through it and it runs fine, then you should be pretty well set if you're not going to really be using it all that much. If it's just going to be a gun that sits in your safe and doesn't really get used, then there you go. I guess my hat's off to you with that. But you do want to run some ammo through it just to make sure that you have at least mildly good, decent reliability. So first accessory, ammunition. You're going to need that. Second accessory, you're going to need something to put the ammunition inside the rifle. Go out and get yourself some magazines. The gun will probably come with one magazine. My recommendation, you're gonna want like at least bare minimum 5. 1 in the gun and then 4 in something that we'll discuss here in a second. So you got your ammo, you got your way to load the gun with the ammo, aka your magazine. Next up, you're going to need a way to put bullet holes inside of things effectively, so get yourself some sort of aiming system. In this case, I got iron sights on this and a red dot optic. I don't care what kind of aiming system you go with. If you're an iron sights guy, go with iron sights. If you're a red dot guy, go with a red dot. If you're an LPVO guy, if you're a, I don't know, a 3x9 guy, I don't give a damn what it is that you get, as long as you can put rounds effectively on your target for your purposes. So, gonna need a way to aim it, and those right there are like the essentials for the AR platform. Now, if you are going to start looking more at luxury essentials, and I use that term a little bit more loosely because you can still fire your gun effectively somewhat without these in the right circumstances. So you're going to want a way to be able to carry around your rifle. I recommend getting yourself a sling of some kind. Actually, on this particular one, this is my Coyote gun. This is actually a Mosin Nagant sling that one of my viewers sent me to put on my Mosin Nagant, but I threw it on this thing because I actually had this out of the range the other day, and I did not feel like carrying it by hand because it's like literally a mile walk through Florida swamp to get to the range that I go to. And having a rifle slung on my back versus carrying it in my hand just makes it dramatically easier. So that is where this came from. That's why I have a Mosin sling on this. I don't care what kind of sling you go with, as long as you got a way to be able to carry your rifle. There's going to be times where you need to use your hands and you have to set down your rifle. Having it on your person versus setting it on the ground is always going to be the better option. So you got your sling to be able to carry around. Now you need a way to be able to see things at night. Get yourself some kind of flashlight on said firearm. In this particular case, I got to tighten this back up. I had it take a tumble the other day. There you go, that's at least hand tight. But get yourself some kind of light on your firearm. In this particular case, I get this cheapo little white light. It's not really anything special, but it does help me see coyotes at night, which is exactly what I'm going for. So this is my Coyote gun if I did not bring that up already. So we got a way to see things, we got a way to aim at things, we got a way to feed ammunition into the rifle, we got the ammunition, we got the sling. Now we're going to start looking at more luxury essential items. First thing you're going to want is a way to be able to carry around those extra magazines. Most of your AR mag pouches are going to come with 4 magazine pouches. Let me go grab that real quick. Here we go. This is a good representation of a really cheap, easy way to be able to carry around more ammunition without having to invest in something like a chest rig or body armor or something like that. I got this for 10 bucks off of Midway USA. By all means, go ahead and go get yourself something like this if you just want to be able to carry around ammunition. This is also a really quick way to be able to grab a bunch of ammo and put it on your person without needing to actually suit up. If you are in a situation where you need ammo and you need it right now, you're not going to have time to put on a chest rig or put on your body armor or put on whatever the hell it is that you have. So this right here, you can literally just grab this, toss it around your neck, and start running it. Whatever it is that you have to go take care of. So this is a really good, important accessory. It doesn't necessarily have to be this right here, but I do advocate getting yourself something like this right here. Doesn't have to be your primary by any stretch of the imagination, but having something like this on standby for a quick grab and go is definitely a good idea. These are just little pouches, and they hold magazines of ammo. They're a good way to be able to carry around additional magazines and ammunition without having to store them like, I don't know, in your jeans pocket or something like that. Alright, another really good idea. I have seen this actually like multiple times in the past month. Your lower tier ARs do deal with parts breakage, especially once you start getting into a couple of thousand rounds inside of those parts. So I definitely recommend that you get yourself, like, honestly, I would just bite the bullet, spend the couple extra dollars into getting yourself a full spare bolt carrier group, like complete bolt carrier group. That would probably be your best bet, and then get yourself some spare trigger assembly accessories and whatnot. Those would probably be a good idea, but they're not essential for actually running your rifle immediately, not unless your rifle is broken. That's one of those luxury essentials that I was talking about. I know back in the day, whenever I first got my first AR, I had the AR, 1 magazine, ammunition, iron sights, and that was it. I was able to put lead downrange on targets, actually quite effectively, with considering how out of spec that particular AR was. It was an Omnimax AR-15, one of those polymer lower and uppers. But I know a lot of people will jump into the comments and they'll tell me sling is essential or light is essential or something like that, because you got to be able to carry it and you got to be able to see things. They're not essential for actually aiming and firing the gun in the right circumstances. Those right there are circumstantial luxury essentials, because in the right circumstances, that's where you would need these to be effective at utilizing your firearm. However, it doesn't matter if you have a light and a sling if you don't have magazines or ammo or a way to aim your rifle. Those are the all-time essentials. Those right there are, as I said, a luxury essential. Alright, besides that, I'd say the biggest thing that you would need next is probably going to be practice and training with your firearm. Go out, get some practice in with it, make sure it's actually going to run somewhat reliably. I know that a lot of people do deal with consistent malfunctions in their ARs. If you're dealing with that and it's like a factory AR, try trying a different type of ammunition, especially if your go-to is like a cheap Russian steel case ammo. If it's not running steel, I know a lot of people are going to say if it doesn't run steel, it doesn't deserve brass. Well, with the AR, the system's just not designed for steel, and depending on the location of your gas system, that could determine whether or not your AR will run brass or steel, just because they have different expansion rates. If it's designed around running brass, then you're not going to be able to run steel in certain applications. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, share. Description below has a link to all sorts of stuff. Go check it out. You guys go off, have yourself a fantastic day. I'll see you all in the next episode.
I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garrett. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.